somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the trade, yes and no, friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul, but when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing, like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah. Welcome to the Basement Sports Network postgame show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd. Correct, D-Master. They can't fucking help themselves, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot fucking help themselves. The Miami Heat have once again proven that the play-in is the Miami Heat Invitational. It's a formality at this point. It's a crowning to show that of all the shit teams in the NBA, we are the least shit. The Hawks are sorry as fuck. Yes, they are. So are the fucking Chicago Bulls. Sorry as fuck. The Miami Heat won the second playing game, 123-114, which means that Miami is headed to the playoffs to face the Cleveland Cavaliers. You said, Royal, I know we all wanted to lose, but now we Heat fans again. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball, gang. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Fuck it, we ball, bro. Like, I'll give you this. Like, as somebody with like narratives and agendas to push, and in what I believe to be the best kind of path forward for Miami, this sucks. I am with everybody who thought that it was in the best interest of this team moving forward to I'm with everybody who thought it was in the best interest of this team moving forward to kind of get one of the premier talents in this year's draft. And fuck it and fuck the picks. That's all we can say right now. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm not going to spend too much time looking at situations on how they could have been, and I'm just going to treat it for what it is, bro. Like, I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't expect Miami to win this game. I'd be a fucking liar, bro. I said that shit to y'all. I knew they were going to win this game. Despite what I want for the team's future, they going to win this game. Thank you, my boy Pride by Pat with the $4.99. Don't know. He said Heat and 5. We back in the stadium now. We got to go all out now. Look, dog, why not? Why not? He said, fuck the draft pick. I'm seeing a lot of that. Fuck the talent. We got a dog in Mitchell. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibe of the chat. Y'all boys excited. We in the playoffs again. It's that feel. You get to be one of the 8 best teams in the Eastern Conference, and we get 4 more games of basketball at the very least. And we get a couple games on the home court, and Miami gets an opportunity to get the young core or the young guys some experience in the playoffs. We get an opportunity to answer the question about who Tyler Herro is as a playoff player now, especially considering the type of attention he's going to receive. We're going to get some questions answered about Bam and what he's going to do. And we also got it against – what's up?
It's coming right here.
Oh, this right here? The basement is being held hostage by the Heat? Correct. They know I'm done. I'm ready for this to be over. Thank you, Amanda Medeiros, with the $2 dono. He said he always give Cavs problems. That's the problem, Amanda Medeiros. And we're going to get into that a little bit. We're going to talk. We want Cleveland. We do not. Brother, it's gonna be painful. But listen, I do have mixed feelings because while I am a hater at heart, I can understand the rationale of somebody who would say, we've played Cleveland well this season. Cleveland is a team that has a lot of question marks about, their postseason acumen as well. They had a tough time against Orlando last year, and Orlando ain't the greatest team. And we have some advantages over Cleveland too that we can exploit. This could be dangerous for Cleveland, and I agree. But we're gonna get to that. And I think that's a conversation that's gonna, let us have a good show tonight. And I'm gonna depend on y'all to kind of have this conversation with me. But before I do that, I gotta bring PG2 up here.
Or anything? Hold on.
Okay. We're gonna wait till my boy can get up here. But we're gonna get PG2 up here. But I do want to talk about tonight's game though. Because objectively, just taking the narratives out of it. Can you hear me now, LJ?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we got PG2, LJ in the building. LJ, how you doing tonight, bro?
I'm happy because I do like the players, and there's a cool moment for the players, especially Davion. I love Davion. I haven't had a chance to talk about him because I haven't potted since 22. Big 22 left the team. I figured it's the last night. I might as well make the point. It's not going to be the last night, by the way.
No.
We got 5 more because we all know.
Somebody said, because we all know, he in 5.
Whether or not you think they'll win or lose in 5, there will be 5 games played. There's going to be 5 games played.
He in 5, LJ.
I'm numb to it though. There was the whole experience, man. You had the blown double-digit lead into the fourth quarter. They went down 6 and then surprisingly rebounded actually pretty well. And then, Davion Mitchell, which is fun. It's genuinely fun to watch, which is really annoying to say because it's been against everything in my body for the last 6 months. But
and this is why,
Jeremiah.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, if I take my narrative bias out of this game, this was an entertaining basketball game to watch. This is a good basketball game, bro. It was sloppy in a lot of areas, but this was an exciting, entertaining basketball game to be a part of.
And you don't get to say that about the Heat, ever.
You don't ever get we haven't gotten that feel, bro.
The last 2 weeks, I will say, they've legitimately have been entertaining, but that's
all relative though. Like, the entertaining factor, kind of was secondary to the thought of getting a pick.
Because you're playing with house money.
To the allure.
We're 8 games under 500. We're going to keep our pick. We're the 10 seed. Not in Adam Silver's NBA, you fucking idiot.
That's what
because in Adam Silver's NBA, you can be a horrible bottom feeder, but win 2 games against irrelevant losing teams, and now you get to play a 60-win Cavs squad. So congratulations.
Cool. So it's I could sit here and lament the loss or the loss of that pick. Or I could do. I'm a water under the bridge type nigga, bro. It is what it is. At this point, I'm gonna move forward because I got multiple more games to talk about, and I can't. I can.
But... if you want them, you can have them. But
hey, brother, no. But yeah, I want to talk about this game a little bit. I want to talk about the Cleveland series a little bit, kind of the expectations there. I'm gonna start the game with Tyler Herro. It started out as a clunky shitter of a basketball game for him. He rebounded well. Down the stretch of this game, Tyler Herro was very good. He in the game, 30 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 10 of 21 shooting, 5 of 10 from 3. I ain't really tripping on the shooting percentage thing, bro, because I felt like when he was playing bad for a big chunk of this game, he wasn't shooting the ball. You know what I'm saying? He was just turning it over, got himself into some precarious situations. And I knew there would be an avalanche of shots coming. And when they inevitably started to come, cool, but he started to make shots when we needed them, bro. So, fuck it. Evan Mobley, Bon Jovi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Heat 5. Fuck is you talking about? These niggas say bye-bye Cooper Flag, Uncle Lass. It was fun while it lasted. I will say, the thought, even the idea of entertaining, having a draft pick, doing a draft
2% chance, really, it was riling me up a little bit. I was like, you're telling me that we can get
that
a great player?
That was the rope I wasn't letting go of. I was holding on to that rope.
You're telling me we could get Ace Bailey? You're telling me we could get VJ Edgecombe? No.
No. You finna get Walter Clayton Jr. with that.
Hey.
Relax.
Yeah.
I do not want a 22-year-old rookie. He said, we already got a white boy, Duncan Robinson.
We got more than one.
Hey now.
Have you scanned down the list of the roster?
Talk about my starting shooting guard now. But LJ, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about Tyler's game tonight because for me, bro, like it wasn't about kind of like the shooting percentage tonight. It was like he stepped up in the moments where the game got tense. He made big shots, and I think that was more important than kind of like the shooting percentage or anything. He in these 2 playing games, bro, Tyler's been phenomenal. So I want you to give your thoughts on Tyler.
Yeah, just starting from the Chicago game, right? When you felt like the Chicago made their run in the third quarter, you were like, okay, here it comes. Because it's happened every single game this season well, not just this season, for the last like 4 years, really. But Tyler just weighed it all down. He took the punches, and he was the one that settled the team down on offense and would hit big shots, whether it be a layup or getting into the paint, which he has remarkably done pretty, not just efficiently, but often. He has gotten into the paint. He's gotten by his guy, whether it be with a screen or without a screen. We don't have to talk about that, but he's getting into the paint and he's hitting floaters at a pretty high clip. I'm just saying that I'm more annoyed though with the fact that now he's doing it. Like he chose now to do it, not during any of the actual playoff runs when there were aspirations, legitimate aspirations. It happens now when they're 8 games under 500, but that's okay because better late than never. And he's had 2, like you said, 2 really, really well-rounded, strong games where he settles the offense. And people always said, us included, that he couldn't do that. He couldn't settle them consistently. He couldn't make big shots when he needed to because what were the numbers, right? He was, despite being nominated for the Heat's clutch player of the year, his numbers were shit. They're dog shit in the clutch. Last 2 games, well, I mean, last game doesn't really count because they wasn't in the clutch. Tonight, however, throw the numbers out because he was really good.
He was. Jamal 1482. Thank you for the $9.99 dono. He said we get at least 4 more post game shows. You niggas want me to suffer. That's what I concluded. Y'all hate me, bro. That's all that comment said. Roy, we hate you. Keep doing this stupid shit. This is what I will say about Tyler Herro. I'm not gonna judge this. So I'm going to use an old narrative, but not the one that people think that I'm going to use. I'm not gonna judge Tyler Herro for this performance based on kind of like what we expected him to become during the Jimmy Butler era. Like I'm gonna throw that out. But the old narrative that I'm going to circle back around to is that we now have a new opportunity to see what Tyler Herro is in the playoffs. I think we got to a point a couple of seasons ago where Tyler Herro, only good thing is that he's increasing his trade value. Lenny, they are not trading Tyler Herro. Don't worry. So I think where we were in a couple of seasons ago, we had gotten to a place where we were saying like, okay, we know what we're going to get from Tyler in the regular season. It's the postseason stuff that matters at this point. I don't think last year was a fair assessment because Jimmy Butler wasn't playing. They were dealing with an amalgamation of injuries, and so it was like a makeshift lineup. This time they're going into the playoffs with a lineup that they've seen together. They've played together for a while. People know he's the focal point, and he's had success in these playing games. So he knows his role. He knows his job going into this series, and it isn't necessarily to try and be the sole facilitator. My question to you is, like, how are you going to use this season to define what Tyler Herro is? Like, are you going to use it to say, okay, Tyler Herro can still grow here, or are you going to say this is where Tyler Herro's ceiling is as the number 1 option on the team?
Probably the latter. You're going to see. I know the Cavs' length, obviously, is going to give him trouble. It has all regular season. But I mean, playoffs are a different beast. But as you said, last year, kind of a mulligan. I don't really count that, even though it fits our narrative. But that's neither here nor there. Sure. He's. You look at the numbers. What is he, like a career 14 points per game guy in the playoffs? And it's like that's not a small sample size, man. It's half a decade of sample sizes. You kind of have to start reading into it at some point. And I think this season we can hold a little more weight to. Obviously, like you said, last year they had their offense tailored to Jimmy. He's all of a sudden not there at the drop of a hat. You got to pick up the pieces. And he was more than was injured.
Terry is another one.
Exactly. Yeah, Terry was hurt too. He was the big season pickup. He was, hey, didn't the front office say Terry was the big off-season pickup this year too? Yeah. But again, neither here nor there. Tyler, I think this playoff series against Cleveland, people need to hold significant value towards, because this is your team now. It's tailored towards you. You have shown you want to be the guy. You can be the guy in the play-in tournament, which Funny, if you guys don't know about the play-in tournament, those stats don't count. They're their own thing. They don't count towards players' careers. They don't count towards franchises' careers or franchise records. It's its own amalgamation, does not count, which is ironically funny. But to just put a bow on your question, yeah, I think it needs to be held to a pretty high standard, this playoff series for Tyler. And I think less so for Bam, because we've already seen significant moments from Bam in the playoffs against legit competition where he's being keyed in on. Tyler, remember his huge year when against Philly, Doc Rivers keyed in on him. He had a horrible playoff series. Last year, the Celtics, as soon as they keyed in on him, really bad series. Cavs, great defense. They're going to key in on Tyler just because they have to. How is he going to respond? And I think we'll have a very good idea on which direction that's going to go probably after game 2.
So we got a couple of comments that I want to read, but before we get there, I don't want to lose my train of thought. When it comes to here, what you're saying is kind of like right in line with the way that I would customarily think about the way that this season is played out. But I don't know. Maybe I'm going soft. Maybe I'm getting a little more generous as I age. But this year, I don't view it as a do or die moment for Tyler Herro. I viewed that as the iteration with Jimmy Butler. Like if we had made the playoffs again with Jimmy Butler, that's a do or die situation for Tyler Herro because your role in that is not the same as it is now. This is going to be the first opportunity that he has kind of like as a leading offensive option in a playoff series.
And I guess you're kind of right too, in completely in that sense that you're the 8th seed, you're the underdog, you're not supposed to be here anyway. So it's like I don't think the front office would even hold it to that regard either. But
yeah, but also like I need to see something in the playoffs. It can't be like dog water, bro.
It can't be 14 a game again.
No, it can't be. I don't know what he did against Boston last year, but it can't be a repeat of that, bro. He needs to have tangible impact on this series. And I'm talking about like in every game, damn near, bro. Like we're at the point where this team relies on you to score. We're gonna need you to score. It's even when the team's keyed in on you, even when the intensity level ratchets up a little bit, like we're gonna need 25, 26, 27 point games out of Tyler Herro in this series if Miami hopes to have any sort of chance in it. Mendels Ismail want to thank you for the $5 dono. He said, so ended up not tanking and in the playoffs. I'll take it. Cleveland upset incoming. Don't tell Tobin otherwise. Love the show always. Appreciate you, Mendels, for joining us, bro. Look, dog, like I'm not going to sit here and lament the pick situation. They don't have it anymore. So I'm just going to like go with what I know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they in the playoffs now. Win the shit. Nasty man with the $20 dono. He said, I'm not mad, just disappointed. Same thing, brother. I feel that. Nasty man again with the $20 dono. He said, also, through all my trade transactions, I was correct. That Tyler Herro was going to be here forever. Come on, brother. Nasty man again with the $20 dono. He said, Miami are making the Eastern Conference Finals. Champ Wiggs, playoffity, Negra hoop, Bam. Yeah, let's pivot to Bam a little bit. I know some people want to credit, you know what I mean, like the second best player to Davion, and Davion deserves his credit. And we'll definitely talk about him next. But I feel like people have vastly begun to underrate kind of what Bam's leadership and the impact that's had on Miami being able to remain relevant throughout the course of this season, bro. So we got to understand, bro, when this team is up, Wade even said it, and I think Kendall mentioned this in the playback. Y'all make sure throughout the course of these playoffs, y'all make sure y'all tapping with us on playback.tv/The Basement Sports Network. We're going live every game in there. We letting people on stage. We having a good time out there. Lots of laughs. Never really talking about the Heat. I'm assuming that'll change in the playoffs. Most of the time, it's just people calling other people monkeys. But y'all know how we do right now, bro. We just laugh. Yeah. That's all that happens with playback these days. But yeah, I think Bam's leadership, which was on display a little bit tonight, particularly one of my favorite moments was when Davion hit that last 3-pointer or whatever, and he looked like he was getting a little demonstrative towards Trae Young. And Bam just kind of grabbed him and took him to the sideline. I think Bam also tonight had 5 blocks. Like Bam did his job defensively in a point.
Just Bam.
Yeah, he made his presence felt on the defensive end, and he did enough on offense, bro. So I thought tonight was a game from Bam, and I think this is kind of what people should expect from Bam in the playoffs. I don't think we should look for an extreme scoring boost. I'll be cool if I see 20 points a game from Bam. Like I need 20, 22-ish from Bam. But I think the area where we're going to see the biggest kind of leap in what he does is going to be the activity on defense. I think he's going to be an absolute monster on defense and prove himself to be probably the best defender in basketball in however many games it takes for them to get finished with the Cleveland series.
Do you think Cleveland packs the paint against him, or are they going to try to identify Tyler mainly? Because in the past, this season too, Bam's played well, so it's tough. Or are they going to pack the paint because they have the bodies to do that? They have the size.
Yeah. I say, fuck this game, Roy. It's all your fault for hope tracking it. It's me, Diddy. Diddy, bro. I did not hope track it. I told y'all days ago, as soon as the Miami Heat beat the Chicago Bulls, I told y'all what was going to happen.
You did.
I do not predict. I prophesy, brother. I just tell you what's going to happen, whether or not you like it or not, bro. Like,
I put the bet slip in the basement chat today, too. $10,000 on the Heat.
Hey, brother,
it's
we rich.
It's the most free money you could have made. You knew they weren't losing.
We rich. Fresh Prince, thank you for the $4.99. Don't know, gang. He said, although I wanted the Heat to go for the pick, if you look at it this way, the Heat playing with nothing to lose. What if we upset the Cavs? See, bro? That's what this.
At this point, good. You want them to because you don't lose anything by beating them. You don't get worse position. You already lost the pick.
So here's kind of like I like and hate the play in all at the same time.
It's terrible, but it's great. But it's fucking terrible.
So like the play in. What has happened is Miami Heat fans specifically. For Miami Heat fans, it's terrible because we've been in the play in so often and we always make the playoffs out of it. Like it has given us this false sense of like. We can overcome anything as long as the postseason is here. Get the postseason and roll the ball out. You got to beat us 4 times. Like, we got this kind of like plucky attitude about what this team is, as opposed to being like, yeah, the Miami Heat Invitational Tournament. That's what it's called, Miguel. But as opposed to like being what it is, the shit is ass, bro. Like, this team was ass. It was the worst possible. They were the worst team with a potential odds to make it to the playoffs. Out of all the playing teams, they were the worst team. And they still made it to the playoffs. Because the team they're playing are more ass. I don't want to switch the focus from Bam a little bit, but LJ, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about Bam now. If you want to piggyback off of kind of what I was talking about with his leadership and kind of how that helped them stay afloat long enough to get to this position. How have you been feeling about Bam?
That's a great point. His leadership too, because you don't just lose 10 games in March. What it was it? I mean, the skid was definitely still in March, but you don't just lose 10 games that late in the year and then rebound the way that they rebounded to hold things together. That's leadership. That used to be Udonis's role. Obviously, it's Bam's now too. Only Bam actually plays. We delusional.
Yeah. Well, that's not what that say. But he talking about Heat fans in that.
Oh yeah.
In that play.
We can know the power of friendship. Fuck ass.
Yeah, bro.
It's embarrassing because we can you blame Heat fans though? Hey, if it does, if the Oklahoma City Thunder. If the Oklahoma City Thunder get a top 4 pick with
I would be fucking sick, bro. I'd be fucking sick, bro.
I'm going to need a 24-hour camera on Pat Riley at all times. I don't know what that man will do.
He going to need it. I can tell you that.
He looked, when the Heat were coming back from being down 6, he looked a little distraught. I think he knew. But does he know? But to the point of Bam, you know what you're going to get with him. His leadership obviously kept them afloat. Spo's leadership kept them afloat, despite Spo having a pretty bad year. And the whole point of, I don't want to get away from Bam too much, but it's like the whole argument for winning the play-in, right, was to give the young guys an opportunity to really get into the playoffs. When you know Bam and Tyler are going to be playing 40 minutes, Andrew Wiggins is going to be playing high 30s. Davion Mitchell is going to be playing high 30s. Haywood Highsmith is going to be playing high 30s. The rookies isn't going to play.
Bro, the rookies are not the only people with something to prove on this team. Miami is out to prove a point, not only to Jimmy Butler, but to them fucking selves. Bam and Tyler have a point to prove in this playoff series. We don't fucking need him. That is what I see when they're playing in these games, bro. Y'all thought we was going to be cooked without Jimmy? Fuck you. And this is exactly what plays into that cult-ish mindset of this roster. They are going to, they did it. They rebounded from 10 L's when everybody thought they knew. Everybody talk about top 8 picks and get them lottery this year. Like, they rebounded from that shit, and now they have momentum going into a playoff series. Like, whether or not you want to believe it or not, whether or not you believe they're good enough to be, they are in a playoff series, and they don't have to win this playoff series to prove nothing to themselves. They only have to play well. Play well enough to give them confidence that if you just fix the tinker, then we can make a real team out of this.
As long as they steal one, they're going to be very happy.
You know what's my biggest fear, LJ? That they're going to fucking do it.
That they beat Cleveland?
No.
Steal 2?
You feel me? This is what I tell you. Cleveland cannot let this get to a game 7.
Oh, no.
They cannot get to a game 7 with the Miami Heat, bro. They have to beat them in 5 or 6 games. If they get this to a game...
Luckily for you, it just so happened.
Tyler Herro is my number 1 option. Let me get to some of these donos. Thank you, Justin Bless, with the $4.99 dono. He said Miami is going to pay Davion Mitchell. How much are y'all willing to pay him? I think anything over that. I think anything over. I would like 3 for around. If I can get 3 for 21, I'd be happy. $7 million.
That's good. That's a steal, honestly, with how he's been playing.
I don't think I want to pay anything more than $9 million a year. Y'all
remember when the salary cap went up in like 2017 and Matthew Dellavedova got like 13 a year? Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah, that's my fear right there, LJ.
We might be paying.
I feel like I got a cap. Like as long as they don't hit double-digit M's, then I feel like I can deal with that.
I mean,
I feel like
there's no way.
This is where they're gonna end up giving him money at.
I'm cool. I'm honestly cool with that too because he's the type of player. Like had they had a Davion Mitchell against Denver, you think that series probably goes a little different.
The problem is they don't have a Jimmy right now.
No, they don't. But you wouldn't need his salary to bundle things to get a Jimmy-esque player, which is why I'm like, he's not someone that would just be a cog in the wheel. He'd be someone that would be like a sticking point to stay and not be a part of the package. The same way that they hold on to fucking Nikola Jokic.
I'm not.
That's what Davion Mitchell is and should be.
Bro.
But that's what they hold European players to. Or
I will pay that nigga $9,999,999.99.
Yes.
The minute that bitch hit $10 million, I'm out. Do not pay him. Nasty man. Again with the $20 dono. He said this playoff is perfect for culture W. They beat trade if they beat the D Mitch trade. If they get Bucks, they beat the Dame trade.
The ultimate retribution.
Bro, listen, bro. They going down the list. Adam Rodriguez with the $5 dono. He said, I'll try to hop on Basement more, but I want to be a member of the Basement.
Oh, we're having tryouts this offseason. We're not. I'm lying. We're not.
you learned well. Brother, listen, the only way I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. The only way that I plan on adding more members to the Basement is if people in the Basement tell me that they're no longer doing it. They have to quit. Like I'm not replacing anybody.
Me and Harry almost did it.
I won't even let them quit. Like I to be honest with you, like it's not that they don't want to quit. It's I don't allow them to. We
signed a very silly contract that none of us had lawyers look at. So we're he's got us by the balls, man. We can't leave.
Content chisel. My boy say he's joining the Basement again. Y'all know what that means. Y'all might be getting some fans talk out the Basement soon.
Tua Tagovailoa, Super Bowl winning quarterback? ? Can he lead the Dolphins to their first playoff victory in my lifetime? Stay tuned.
No. They say the sub Basement not taking applications. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the best way to get into the Basement is to come in them playbacks, get in there, and make me laugh. Like, not gonna hold you. Like that's pretty much it. He said, with all due respect, Basement has only like 4 real employees. Eliza, the fact that you think I have any employees. Employees imply that they get paid. They do not.
He's right. He's right. I just do this for the love of the game.
Everybody do it for the love of the game, LJ, not just you. I don't pay nobody. Me, LJ, nobody.
You think I was expecting a little bit of a bump in my salary for building the Basement Twitch account? No. You know what we do with y'all money? We buy PS4s and give them away. Yep. I'm cool with that. That's it, bro. They say, Roy, you mean you operate a slave shop? Only the whites are slaves. Yep. You said PS4? Absolutely. You think I'm going to buy you niggas a PS5? In this economy with these tariffs? Crazy. What the fuck are you on about? Crazy.
I'm not going to pay $679 million for no PS5. Want to get to Davion Mitchell a little bit because I believe he's worthy of talking about. He was absolute dog shit in this game. LJ and me on Rivals in Rocket League. Let's go! I be tapped in sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you. I be tapped in.
The streams get fun. But yeah, Davion. Oh boy.
LJ went from Z.
I got that extra 0. I needed it.
Correct.
I needed that extra 0.
The basement money is more so like an emergency fund. Like just it's used to pay the bills and like somebody be like, hey, let me get $200. Like
it keeps the lights on. There's no surplus ever.
Yeah,
there's a surplus. We did something wrong.
Yeah, correct. Y'all, we don't even make enough content to really have a surplus.
Not this season.
Yeah, brother. It was a struggle to keep the damn lights on this season. But no, let's talk about Davion Mitchell because he deserves it. He played like dog shit for the entire game.
1 point in the first half, right?
Bro, in that overtime, bro turned the fuck up. I think defensively, I think he's like Bam in a similar regard where there's a floor to the impact that he's going to have defensively. Always going to give you that. But the offensive stuff, he wasn't doing it early on. But in that overtime, he kind of nasty man with the $20 dono. He said, I will buy a Nintendo Switch too. Nasty man. Let's collab. Let's get some shit away in the playoffs, nasty man.
He gets those Hawaii prices.
No boy. Hey, listen, brother. Shh, 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 shh. Hey, nasty man. Let's link up, bro. I might want 2 of them. I might want to give away 2 of them. We ain't got much time. Let's try and make some shit shake. But yeah, Davion Mitchell. Oh, Conscientism again with the $2 dono. He said, we'll make enough content come July. Brother, you are a machine. But Davion Mitchell, overtime, fantastic. Defense, fantastic. I think he's going to be one of the players that has one of the biggest impacts in this Cleveland series. His defensive presence on Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell is going to be huge. Once you talk about his game tonight and then just how you feel like he's going to impact kind of what happens in the playoffs.
I was a huge fan of Davion's back when he was at Butler. That run that Butler went on, or not Butler, Baylor, I'm sorry. That run that Baylor went on, and I think it was like 2021. It was the first March Madness after they canceled it for COVID. He was insane for that team. He locked down everybody. That was the first time I heard the nickname Off Night, and I saw it. And you're granted, you're locking up college kids. That's much different from locking up NBA players. And he had a little bit of a shaky start in Sacramento and then found his footing a little bit in Toronto, but then, I mean, has hit that ground running in Miami, and he fits. I hate heat culture. I hate the marketability of it. I hate the monetization of it. I hate what it has become, but God damn it, he personifies it for better or for worse. That dude is just a dog. Like he is insane the way that you can just put him on somebody and be like, all right, fuck that side of the court. You don't have to worry about it. The Heat have spent this entire build, right, dating back to when they first got Jimmy, of trying to hide certain players on certain parts of the court. Now they're the ones that get to push a player on a defensive aspect onto a player, onto an assignment, and not have to worry about it. They're on the opposite side of the spectrum now because that's what he does. I know Trae Young, I think Trae Young had, 10 points or 14 points through 3 quarters? Davion wasn't having his best game, but it is Trae Young. He had him in jail in overtime. He was getting into his head. He was screaming at him, which is fun. I tweeted out about it to him like the Heat stupidly lost their lottery pick, but we got to watch. It was a phenomenal Trae Young hate watch, and those don't come along often enough, so you do have to appreciate those when they happen. Mitchell, granted, will probably be guarding. Well, he might be guarding Garland. I think
Davion's going to go. His primary assignment is going to be Garland.
It'll probably be Garland. I'd like to see him.
And he's going to erase that nigga.
Garland doesn't have the handles and the drivability that Donovan has. So it's like, I understand. It depends on how they want to really play that, because in the Bulls game they started Bam out on Giddey, and that really worked. So if you're going to do that to a wing player,
I don't think you're going to do that. I don't think you're going to put Bam on Donovan to start the series.
If Spo has the balls to play where, then he can play Bam like that, because otherwise, who's going to guard Mobley, right? Like
you got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen over there, so you're going to start.
That's right.
You're going to have them on them. I think that the play is going to be putting Andrew Wiggins on Donovan Mitchell.
I like that.
Let him see some length. Like I mean, look, he got for the tie-in layup like Andrew Wiggins got blown by
Yeah.
So like,
and Donovan's way more explosive. So it's that's not a layup, that's a dunk.
The Andrew Wiggins kind of defense thing, bro. Like I'm still waiting to see it, bro. Like
he was great in the Chicago game, but that was like the only time you can really and the Golden State game. But that one made sense why he would be good in that game. But aside from those two games, he really has been pretty lackluster on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah. But Mitchell, you don't have to worry about that. I think they will stick him on Garland and then kind of focus in on Donovan Mitchell to see whether or not they can mitigate his damage from an outside perspective.
You think they still start Alec Burks in the playoffs? Or you think
no,
they make the switch?
They shouldn't. They
only played him 11 minutes tonight, and if you're gonna play Davion Mitchell 40 minutes off the bench,
exactly.
I'm anticipating Spo shrinking this rotation.
I think it's the Kyle Anderson series. To be honest with you, I hate that I have to say that sentence and have it be true, but
that's a tough one. Kyle is another one who only got 11 minutes. Duncan only got 11 minutes. I feel like we kind of seeing Spo's rotation. If he's going to cut this rotation down, let's say Spo is going to cut this rotation down to a 7-8 man rotation. I think Alec Burks falls out of the rotation entirely.
Probably.
You're placing with Davion Mitchell in the starting group, and then off the bench, you're going with Duncan, Haywood, and Kyle.
It seems very similar, and obviously not the team in the aspirations, but to the bubble team when they pulled Goran off the bench and made him start in the bubble playoffs.
Yeah, instead of Kiddernon. Kiddernon was also a nincompoop. Nasty Man again with the $20 donut. He said, with you on collab, he said, with me on the collab, appreciate it. He said, also, I love Davion Mitchell game, but he about to get fried by the real D Mitch, like a 10-piece and fries. Going to be sad to watch. I don't think that's who his matchup going to be, bro. Yep, I just don't see that. I feel like Miami give him the task of something that may actually mean something and that he can be truly impactful on. I think Davion Mitchell can fuck Darius Garland up in this series.
And that's just strictly one-on-one. If you think you're going to be able to have anybody on your team that can lock up Donovan Mitchell one-on-one, you shouldn't be a head coach in the NBA. It needs to be a team approach to lock down a superstar.
Yeah, so if you're gonna let Donovan Mitchell cook somebody, go ahead, put Wiggins out there. Wiggins is a solid defender. He has his advantages over Donovan Mitchell, but I think you put Wiggs on Donovan Mitchell, you put Davion on Garland, you take Tyler
Herro on Max Strus.
That's Tyler Herro on Max Strus running around screens and shit. Max finna cook, but you got Khalil Well, Jared Allen, you got Bam on Evan Mobley. Like I think that's kind of how it starts out, and then as the game progresses, then you change those things around. Like I think you're gonna see Donovan Mitchell is gonna see a lot of people. I think Davion will see some time on him, but I think the primary defender is gonna be Wiggs. He's gonna see a lot of Haywood Highsmith, and he also gonna see a little bit of Davion Mitchell. You agree, disagree? How you feel like that matchup's going? Who do you feel like going to be the primary defender on Donovan?
Like you said, it's probably Wiggins. That's why you went and got him, because if had this been reversed, you probably would have seen Jimmy guarding him some too. But Wiggins fills that same kind of role of what they previously had, getting Duncan back on Strus. If Duncan is in that 8-man rotation that gets legitimate minutes, I can see that for sure. But
he is. I don't see another player. Like the only other player who could potentially come in here and like fuck up the rotation is Jovic, and he hasn't played in months.
Exactly. That's the player I'm thinking, because they just cleared him, so I feel like they're definitely going to use him. Maybe not game 1 or 2, maybe back in Miami for game 3 and 4. I can see them kind of trying to get him in the rotation, but because of size, strictly because of size.
I think that's why they got Kyle Anderson, bro. Like I feel like Kyle Anderson has, in a way, like kind of took Jovic's chain. Because like he's smarter, slow Jovic. Like I was saying this in the playback, but like as a tertiary ball handler, like somebody who can facilitate, run the offense, Kyle Anderson's better than Jovic at it. Like
they do a kind of Bam light type of thing on offense. With
they let him run. He plays point guard. He plays point guard with the backup unit, but he's also doubling as kind of like a big, helping in the paint and shit like that. And it's been effective. Like he's a capable people who know Kyle Anderson did play point guard back at UCLA, but he's just a smarter player than Jovic is. Jovic has his advantages, whatever, young, springier, whatever you want to say.
Better shooter.
Yeah, but I think that when you're dealing with a playoff series, you might as well go with a player. Like I think that's the way Spo's going to lean, which is why I think Duncan is that 8th man. I think. Which
is also exactly why that whole argument, like I said, was so funny to me that people said, let the young guys get some run, make the playoffs. Why not? They're not going to play. They're not going to play.
Well, Khalil Warriors, and
how much?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going, bro.
He'll see the floor in the first half. That fucker he ain't seeing the hardwood in the second half.
And he played cool tonight.
He was good.
But I do think like this team is going to be the rotation is going to be matchup based, and I think this is a Khalil series. I think Khalil
has to be. That's the only way you can match up for the size. You don't draft a 7-footer in the first round to not play him against one of the tallest teams in the league.
Correct, and then you also have to account for the fact that off their bench they're bringing Tristan Thompson, and like
I forgot about that.
For whatever you think about Tristan Thompson, he's still an effective offensive rebounder. I think it's going to be important for Miami to kind of not necessarily match up with size, but be conscious of kind of where their advantages lie in those areas and play to those strengths and not get caught up just focusing on small ball or whatever and getting dominated on the glass, bro. So I don't want to see that. Let's talk about this series a little bit. How does Miami win this series? Let's start there.
Tyler Herro plays the way he's been playing in the play-in. That's how it has to be, because if he's firing off on the outside, that's going to open up the inside. And if you can stretch out, a team as tall as Cleveland likes to stack the paint, then that means Bam can hopefully be aggressive in the playoffs. We've seen him do it before. If he can do that against Cleveland, which he has done in the regular season too, it's going to have to be they're led by Tyler and Bam. That's what the front office has wanted to see, right? That's why they kept this build together as long as they have. That's why they've never traded Tyler. They want to see what he's got in this situation. So if they're going to be able to steal, like they did last year in Boston, like steal a game, if you want to steal 2, if you want to steal 3, if you want to steal 4, it's going to have to be on the back of Tyler and Bam with good help games. Like Wiggins is going to have a 25-point game, or Davion Mitchell is going to have a 20-plus point game, because that's just what it is. Role players steal you games in the playoffs. That's what's going to happen with Tyler and Bam leading the charge.
Yeah, but we also have to say, hey, fellas, Bam is not a killer.
That's not true. Not in the playoffs.
Listen, brother. Well, it's not true, period. Like, Bam just has a different way to kill people. I think a lot of people associate killer with his – I think a lot of people evaluate Bam based on his points output. And I think that if you're looking at who Bam is as a player, you shouldn't judge him based off of points. But my boy Bubba has pulled up. Bubba, I see your name as we told you. And if I'm not mistaken, the post-game show where we first started to say Miami is about to make a run and get into the playoffs, that was a show with me, you, and Stone, correct?
Absolutely, because we told you.
We absolutely did. Bro, give me your thoughts on the Miami Heat situation. Give me your thoughts on the playoff potential run. However this game made you feel, brother, feel free to express that to the world.
First of all, the Basement Sports Network is never wrong. We're early. We're on time. We're late. We're right. Period. End of story. It's never been disputed. It's never been incorrect. They lost 11 straight fucking games. And even the Sunshine Peddlers and a different network was telling you it's time to tank. And me, Royal, and drugged out Stone told you they're going to the playoffs. We'll see you in Cleveland. And guess what? Where are the people from the other network booking flights to as we speak? Cleveland. Listen, man. Eric Spoelstra, he might be in marriage counseling. I don't know. They could be back. That Magic, kind of back. Tyler Herro, you know how I feel about it when Herro's the reason why we win. All I can say is that playing game stats don't count in NBA history. So, unfortunately, my children's children won't know about Tyler Herro dropping 30 and 40.
Get out of my bag, Bubba.
They won't be on basketballreference.com. AI will not be able to tell them these kids this. Here's the thing, man. I first of all, if you're surprised they're here, you're a fucking liar. Because you shouldn't be. This is exactly where they want it to be. And if you're surprised that Andy Ellisberg mucking hot dogs and fucking Pat Riley taking medication somehow didn't convince themselves that having their pick next year versus this year, whatever, you knew what they were going to do. And you've been telling us for, 15 years? Somebody with a middle name that starts with a J, that they'll never tank, that this is what they do, that this is what you want to be. Well, here you are. This is what they want to be. Get ready for belt to ass.
Don't let go of the rope, Bubba. Don't let go of the rope, Bubba.
Oh, no. Belt to ass for 4 games. But the series is going 7, brother. 7.
Bubble, you know my bag so well.
Siete.
Hey, brother.
Siete.
It's
Are y'all ready to hear Peppa's 3 times in that arena?
hot.
Because let me tell you about one thing. There will be a Hero game. Respect it. There will be a Bam Adebayo game. Respect it. And then there's going to be a fucking motherfucking Davion Mitchell game.
The heat is on.
Where he tells Donovan Mitchell who's the real 45 in Miami.
No, correct.
But here's the thing, Royal. We win either way because we get to see Donovan Mitchell against Tyler Herro head to head in a playoff series.
And we're gonna see if he 3 first-round picks better.
Let's hope Tyler doesn't dive at somebody's knees this time and tear his ACL. Anyway,
let's not speak
Heat in
too fast.
6.
Somebody almost Heat 6. Heat 5. My boy George pulling up, giving us the 21 back bucks. He said, "Shout out to Royal, best boss in the business." This is true. Said he even managed to get his employees to pay him. What can I say? All right. LJ, forgive me. Ladies and gentlemen, at Donardo's here. And how you doing today?
You don't care.
I don't. And go ahead and blurt whatever nonsense is scrolling across your pea brain today.
No. To be honest, you're safe because I just did a 20-minute post-game vid screaming nonstop. I'm exhausted. I'm coming to you live from the warehouse because that boy Khalil Ware is a dog. Spo, give that man more minutes. Hey, that game was fun, but to be honest, I do not have the energy to scream anymore because that as my voice is gone. But I got to tune into the beginning of this because I know even you had fun during this game. Like, I know you want the picks as much as the next guy, but there's no way you didn't enjoy this game, Royal, right?
Yeah, so like I was saying at the beginning of the thing, like, I'm not going to spend too much time lamenting over the lost pick, bro. It is what it is. Like, I'm water under the bridge type nigga. Like, it's time to move forward. So I'm moving forward, bro. They in the playoffs now. It was cool. That was a great game. Like, I said that at the top of the show. Like, it was a great game, bro. It's an entertaining game. We got an overtime game out of this play-in shit. And Miami gets an opportunity to go to the playoffs against a team that we all have to admit they've had some success against this season, bro. Like, and there are tangible advantages for Miami in this season.
Are you saying what I'm thinking?
Maybe. Hey, I might got a little liar in me right now. Huh?
And LJ, your name, I'm
Damn, 50.
You're falling for it too, I hope.
Tyler, 40.
They made it here. So yeah. They're gonna be the third 8 seed in NBA history to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
And the first 8 seed in NBA history to win the finals. I've seen enough.
Listen, brother. I'm just gonna be real with y'all, bro. And this is partially me doing the thing. The other part of this is the way that I actually feel. Because I kept saying it. I feel like you said what new at we need a Pat Riley last year. New is enjoying time with her family, and we will allow her to do that. But no, I feel like there are tangible advantages that Miami has. Bam is one of them. He plays really well against Evan Mobley in that Jared Allen front court. And I think that is going to be something that is going to be consistent and is going to be evident throughout the course of this series. I think we now have a point of attack defender that can at least bother Darius Garland, and that cuts off a huge part of what Cleveland likes to do offensively. I feel like at this point now, Miami has the ability to throw out an all defensive lineup, which is I told LJ, so I said while you're here, I think they're going to pivot to a lineup like Alec Burks out of the rotation, Davion Mitchell as a starter. That gives you 4+ defenders surrounding Tyler Herro. And it makes it much more difficult to kind of hunt him defensively. I think Miami has an opportunity to make this really tough on Cleveland, bro. I really do. And I could talk myself into like a Miami 6-game series. But if Cleveland fucks around and let this shit get to 7.
I could see it. That's the funniest part. It's not far-fetched.
If we get to that second round, bro, and we playing the Indiana Pacers,
the team was built. The team was, funnily enough, built to beat the Pacers.
The fucking finals, LJ. We are winning the title.
Jaylen Brown's left hand still doesn't scare me.
Jimmy Butler was holding Bam Adebayo back, will be what I say. repeatedly, over and fucking over again. But hey,
Yeah.
delusion does carry us all, Uncle Lass. I ain't gonna lie. He said, you're not going to the second round. Fuck you. You ain't going to no round.
Yeah, Brenton, enjoy your fucking lottery pick in Chicago. I wish I had one of those.
Yeah.
Missed you
Yeah.
last week, man.
Getting one of those premium assets must suck.
Hey, when do we see
Let's all point and
Josh
laugh
Giddey
at
play
him.
again?
You said what?
When do we see Josh Giddey play again? I'm curious. When do we see? Yeah, when do we see Josh Giddey play again?
Go to your local elementary school and watch the hopscotch place. He'll be there.
Go on Tinder and select your age range to under 18. You'll find Josh Giddey.
Oh my God. They say y'all make me laugh as a Heat fan. We're losing in a sweep.
Not with that attitude.
Brother, I can't give it to you, brother. I can't. And where are you, bro? Like, what are you? What are your thoughts? Like,
He's in the back rooms of Costco.
No, I see.
In all seriousness, though, not even doing the whole optimistic ant thing.
No, sure.
Schematics wise, I agree with everything you said. Like as far as the Cavaliers, like I think the Heat team has done a lot of fluky things over
Those
the
are
years.
real
Like,
problems for Cleveland, bro.
yeah, like I think the Heat have definitely done fluky things over the years. Like, for example, how do they keep finding these mid-tier to low-tier role players that randomly turn into Curry? Whether it's Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, tonight Davion Mitchell. Like, obviously, Davion Mitchell's awesome. A lot of people are going to use this game as a reason for why he should get $15+ million instead of the 8 range that we've been talking about over the last couple of months. And I don't think that we should continue letting these one-off games or these month-off stretches continue to, true, Haroon, but continue to fool us as Heat fans. Davion Mitchell still is what he is. It's a good player, not a $15 million a year player, but I just want to keep that in mind when we're talking about flukes and stuff, because we see what guys like Gabe Vincent are doing. They're not quite what they were here. But that being said, the Heat have done fluky things. I don't think competing with the Cavs this year is one of them, because I do think they match up well now that they have a true starting front court in Bam and Ware. And Ware played 22 minutes tonight. I look for him to get 35+ minutes in that series.
I think you're asking for too much if you're thinking Spo's going to play Khalil Ware 35+ minutes.
In a perfect world, he would.
He need for that series, though. It's obvious.
Me and LJ were having that conversation too, where size will be imperative. I think it's going to be important for Miami to kind of size up. The basement dumb sports in shambles. Okay,
You must have just got here. We've been celebrating. You must be new.
Who am I to rain on your parade, brother? Like I'm not tripping, bro. Like what's going to happen in this playoffs will reveal all. I will say this though, like after this series, Cleveland gonna know they've been in a series. I think whether this goes 5-6 games or whatever, I think all of these games gonna be semi-competitive. I think there's gonna be. Oh, what's up, Justin? You just jumped up with another profile. All right, but I think Miami's gonna make this kind of like a competitive series, and at the very least, like I think at least 2-3 of these games are going to be entertaining. You said let's keep it real. We're thrilled. Now I can't go that far, Holland. I'm not gonna lie. If tonight would have been the last post-game show for the season, I wouldn't have been upset. I wouldn't have shed a single fucking tear. But I am gonna go to bed tonight lamenting the fact that I have to get up here and do at least 4 more of these old.
You know it's 5.
It's more like 18, LJ. But
Trust.
But wait.
Say less. Come on. And then we're all gonna have to meet together.
We gotta stay humble. We gotta stay humble. You feel me?
One at a time.
Come on now. Don't let us get one.
Don't let us. Hey, if Cleveland knows what's good for
bro. If Miami win that first game, I'm finna talk crazy on this post-game show.
That's future Royals problems to answer the bell. That's not present Royals.
Right. We're gonna leave that for after game 1. But I'm telling y'all right now, there will be some wild predictions going on after game 1 if Miami wins that game. I ain't gonna hold, there's about to be some wild predictions going on right now. I'm just preparing you bitches because I'm ready to lie. Listen,
you'll be hard pressed to find a video of me, even on this stream, saying anything negative about this team. It's been nothing but happiness.
I receive it, Keynote. I receive it. He said, y'all gonna hit 10K subs with this Heat run. Hey, brother, we already got a 10K man up here. At Donato channel already got 10K, which means he might be doing something right. Y'all make sure y'all tap in over there. That boy be doing them post-game shows. Go like and subscribe to his channel. Bro, make sure y'all supporting everybody who doing shit with the basement. Y'all fuck with LJ on them streams too when he playing them games. Follow him on TikTok.
That boy and just hit the.
It's not going. You know what I'm saying?
And don't have the authority around here to tell me what to not and what to do and not to do.
Well, I'm close to 10K, but no, for real. Shout out to LJ, man. I've been wanting to tell you there'll be so many nights it's like 1 a.m. and I'm mindlessly scrolling TikTok, ready to go to bed, and I just come across your stream, and then I stay up another 30 minutes just watching you play whatever it is you're playing that night. Those are fire.
It might be Roblox tonight. I don't know. It might be Marvel Rivals. I don't know.
It
literally be 1 a.m. and I'm like, is that LJ? And I'll be watching that shit all the time.
LJ, tell them your TikTok so they know where to go to watch this type of shit.
At white sedan owner, all one word. White, emphasis on white.
Correct.
Sedan owner. And I do own a white sedan.
Yeah. The problem is that most of our audience members can't read. So could you spell sedan for them, please? So that they
SEDAN. There it is. Yeah, Justin put it at the bottom on the clicker.
There you go. Y'all follow white sedan owner on goddamn
TikTok.
On the TikTok. You said you lost 7K in a parlay on BAM threes. Bitch, I never.
Haroon, no. Haroon, no.
Hey, Haroon, I got a bridge to sell you in Tallahassee, bro.
He's in my bag tonight.
Come on, now. Doing some crazy shit. Let's do some way too early series predictions.
Hey, before we do that, I just want to appreciate everyone. We almost close to 400 viewers. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. We almost up to 400 viewers live. First time in a long time that y'all been fucking with us. We know the season's been hard to get through, but we appreciate y'all for tapping with us throughout the season. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all leave us a comment after the video to let us know whether you like our opinions or not. We don't care. Just leave it anyway so that we can beat the algorithm. And make sure y'all keep tapping in with us. We're going to do these shows. At least I'll be here for most of the playoffs. Who knows who you can see? We got TJ on the stream one time.
When did I miss that?
This is what I'm saying. People don't be popping up. That's because we don't do schedules no more in the basement. We used to ask who was going to be on the post-game show, and people used to tell them, we don't do that no more. It's just, we probably might go back to it so people will know who's finna be on. But yeah, TJ got on the show like 2 weeks ago.
Damn, I missed it.
He came in to playback a couple times. Shit was fun. My boy had to let people know that it was out here. The boy Miguel said, I appreciate the backbone of the basement. Justin, brother, I don't know if you meant that as a joke or not, but it's the truth. We're just gonna be 1,000.
The lights don't go on without Justin.
Oh, brother.
Pushing the buttons in the back.
I just come here and yell into the microphone, and everybody else does the same. Just to make all the bells and whistles do things. Yeah, let's do some way too early predictions on the series. I'm gonna start with Ant, because I already know your dumbass prediction.
How is it way too early? It starts Sunday.
Yeah, it's way too early.
Anything before 24 hours is too early.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know. Well, I was gonna give you credit too for when you were talking about my channel. I've kind of been tapping into your bag a lot. I'll let the cat out of the bag here for the true fans on the network. I put out like 9 tweets the other day claiming that 9 different teams would win the championship so that I can never lose. And I just wanted to give credit to you, Royal, for that, because when the champion is announced in 2 months,
I'm like a proud mother hen. I'm like a proud mother hen. I am like a proud mother hen, brother.
Nobody's gonna remember that I sent out 9 tweets 2 months ago when June 15th rolls around, and I was right.
All it's gonna say is a timestamp from 2 months ago, and you retweet it.
That's right. I mean, I only picked like 9 teams in the Heat. We're not one of them. So watch them.
Send it to the basement on Twitter, Haroon. Like if it get there before we close this show, then we'll put it up.
So watch the Heat actually pull this shit out. But no, yeah, it reminded me because I posted a Herro like little film thing yesterday, and some like praising him, and someone commented saying, "We know you ain't. When he plays like shit tomorrow, you're gonna go back to calling him a bum." And yeah, that's kind of where I'm stealing your bag too.
Correct.
The never wrong bag. But that being said, I will give an official prediction here that I will. This is the real one. So anything else you hear is fake. Honestly, because I can see the Heat getting it done, I'm just gonna say fuck it, and I'm gonna say they win. Because if I pick them to lose and they lose, no one cares. But I'm gonna pick them to win in 6, just because I don't know. I think Game 7 road games are very, very tough. Although we've seen that happen I mean, in the Heat, right? A couple times Boston beat us
very
in Miami.
lately. Yeah, recently with Boston.
Yeah, he beat them in Boston. But still, I think that's still a bit of a rarity. Although I do believe the lights are too bright for most of that roster outside of Donovan Mitchell. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see some good things.
One of them even said it, Anthony DiNardo.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pick the Heat in 6. I really don't got no much more to say than that.
Heat is 6. Okay. LJ?
I think they got it done in 6, 7, something like that. Those who know. I do think that they get
I'm
it done.
so tired of hearing that shit, though.
I don't know if I can get away with it. But legitimately, I think they probably like Ant too. I'll be different than Ant. I'll stick to the meme. Heat in 5.
Come on now.
I think that they could be in trouble if Cleveland runs like some horn sets and gets like flares out and does not let Miami really stay close on the perimeter. I can see things getting a little ornery there. But if they don't run specific sets that'll really just dig into Miami's like real significant weaknesses when they have their only like 5 players that they even play anymore on the court anyway, we'll see what happens. Outside of that possibility, I think the Heat are just more experienced. The players that they've brought in, sans Davion Mitchell, very experienced. Kyle Anderson's been through it with Memphis a couple times. Wiggins was like the second best player in the series of the finals team that beat Boston. Bam Tyler been through it all together too. And Duncan as well, because he's been there. I'll be damned. He's been here for half a decade also. So the Heat have experience on their side. They have the better coach, albeit he's had a worse season. But hey, playoffs are a different animal. So if they go in there and they actually steal one of the first 2 games, this Cleveland team does not have the same mental fortitude that Boston did from last year. Boston is not it's not the same bad matchup that Boston was for them last year and still is this year. I think Cleveland can be got. It's just whether or not Miami will actually seize the opportunity. I guarantee you right now, the last thing I'll say on it, the Heat will take a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter at least twice in this series. Will they hold on in both of those games? You tell me.
Donovan Mitchell, a water pistol.
They can't even see you, Royal. This is my show.
Heat in 5.
This is my show. What's up, y'all?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got a real nigga in the building.
We do.
Missed you last game, man.
Nigga told me what was gonna happen weeks ago. Weeks ago, he said it. And it came true.
Yeah, you know it. You know it.
But y'all didn't let me get my shit off.
Go ahead, bro.
Donovan Mitchell, water pistol, referee whistle. Heat in 5. Fuck is you talking about? We got to blow their ass out.
Hey, can I do the honors?
Go ahead.
The Heat about to blow that shit out.
Fuck is you talking about?
Talk about.
Tyler Herro, 40.
Come on.
Bam, 50.
Come on.
Davion Mitchell, 20 steals.
Come on.
Roll age, 50.
Shut the fuck up. Thank you guys in the comments as always for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. What?
One more thing. Stone sent me a video of him celebrating the play-in victory. Justin, if you want to play that video.
Nut in my coochie.
Oh yeah. We packed